Hey guys, it's Liz from Blue and Hazel and welcome back to my homeschool channel. If you are new here, I am a mom of 4 and we are homeschooling this year, finishing up 3rd grade, 2nd grade, and kindergarten. And this video I want to go ahead and dedicate to what we are planning to use curriculum-wise for my next year's 3rd grader. And if you are interested in seeing just specifically what we're using for my next year's 4th grader or 1st grader, I will have separate videos for those just to kind of keep it a little bit shorter for you. For math, we are actually going to stick with what we've been using for my daughter, Math with Confidence. It's been working really well. We used 1st grade and 2nd grade version for her. There's a teacher's workbook and a student book. I don't have it in front of me because it's actually not in print yet. It comes out in June, and it looks like they're gonna have the student guide split into 2 different workbooks this year. So they'll have the teacher's guide like normal, but then 2 student workbooks instead of just 1. So probably more worksheets as they get a little bit older. That makes sense to me, since the worksheet portion is a little bit lighter than like what my son is seeing in Singapore Primary 2022. Kate Snow just does an awesome job at developing number sense, and honestly, I have had wishes in some ways that she had her 4th grade year out so that we could put all of my kids on the same math program, but that's just not possible. So we are actually using 2 different ones because my oldest is too old for the program as far as how many have come out. It is a 4-day work week. I'm assuming that level 3, grade 3 is going to work the same way. That gives us a day off where I like to count on that we can just play math games. I just brought a couple of these to show you. This one is one that isn't like on the top list of fun games to me, but it is a really great way to practice number bonds. And so we use this for 2nd grade. You could also use this for 1st grade. And basically you're just collecting these tiles and trying to make the number bonds and add your tiles to the middle and clear your board. That's like the goal of the game. Yeah. So we like to play this one in our house, Math Magical World, and it's like an addition subtraction game, and it's a really cute game. Looks like that on the back. For bigger kids, you can use the die that goes up to 10, so it would add up to 20. And then my favorite one that I like to do is Quicks. You're constantly adding dice combinations, and so you're getting a lot of math practice in. You're also adding double-digit numbers, and it was pretty cool to me to see, like, we played this with the grandparents and they were kind of doing the way that you and I probably learned how to add, which is, you know, just lining up the numbers and adding the ones place, adding the tens place. And my daughter was doing the double-digit addition for 4 different numbers in her head, and they couldn't figure out how she could do that. And I was like, this is what we're learning right now in Math with Confidence too. So that was a really cool, just like, way to see, 1, that the math that we're using is working, and 2, this is perfect for like 2nd, 3rd grade level. We also have games like Yahtzee and things like that. So we will plan on doing that. And then another just informal thing that isn't like math time, but that we really enjoy. We are reading through the Life of Fred series. We read through Apples was the first one, Butterflies, Cats, Dogs. This was kind of, I would say the dogs one was pretty spot on with like her 2nd grade year knowledge. And then I got the next 2, and I don't know yet which one is like the next one that you read between these 2, but it's just a silly little kid named Fred. He's 5, he's a math professor at Kittens University, and he goes on this adventure with his doll Kingy, and they just do real life math. So what we are planning to do for language arts, we are using and sticking with the Brave Writer Dart / Arrow program. We have used them for 2 years now. There are no worksheets. It's actually a really like literature-based program. So we have a book that we read once a month about a new book, a new chapter book, and we pick the book guide that we want to do based on the book we want to read. So we will just be doing 1 of those a month approximately. I'm gonna aim to get through like probably 7 to 8, and so I will need to purchase a few more. And I have a bunch of Brave Writer videos I'll put in the description for you if you want to know details about how this program works. It's kind of magical to me. I just really love it. It's one of my favorite parts of our homeschool. And we have copy work that we do every Monday, and then we have a couple days during the week where we kind of break down the grammar from the copy work, and that's all in here. It teaches me what to do and say. And then there's usually a few activities surrounding that grammar practice that we're doing, and some kind of dictation and editing. So they call that reverse dictation. So there's kind of the same format in every single one. We are used to it now, but it was a weird transition because when we first started, this is not like an open and go program, and it doesn't tell you what to do each day. It just is basically like, here's what to cover this week, read the book, and then you kind of get to schedule it out yourself. So watch my other videos if you want to know more on how we figured out like a routine that works using this. But this particular one is called Children of the Longhouse, and it is going to be covering verbs of being, adjectives, ellipses, onomatopoeia, repetition, adverbs, personification, present particles, apostrophe s, and talking about an afterword. Now an easier one, since that's an arrow, let me show you what would be inside of this dart called Heartwood Hotel. We've got plural nouns, superlatives, exclamation points, lists, hyphens, articles, verbs in different tenses, dialogue, punctuation, punctuating sound effects, and anthropomorphic animals. So those are all of the things that we would be covering and talking and pointing out within the dart or arrow that comes from the copywork passage that comes from the book that we've checked out from the library. So for the spelling portion, we are going to start her on level 1 of All About Spelling. And I started my son when he was in 3rd grade, and I really liked waiting to do level 1 till that age because like you have more reading under your belt, you have more phonics, things look right. So just to kind of give you a visual, this is the All About Spelling Teacher's Guide. You'll need this because it tells you exactly what to do. Now there are like 24 lessons in here, they call them steps. So it's not divided into days. And so my goal is just to do 10 minutes at a time. It's a very doable amount. We've been doing that with my son, and so we're trying to do this like 3 to 4 days a week and 10 minutes at a time. It doesn't give us a lot of time to cover much, but then it's like also not overwhelming, and I feel like we can just kind of clip through it while their attention is still good and stuff. So these cards are also part of the program, and so since I already have the student pack for level 1 for my son, which by the way, the student pack is simply just these cards that have not been ripped apart yet, which takes a really long time to rip apart and it's not very fun. But we don't have to buy the student pack this time because I already have these cards from level 1. These forward cards are actually from the student pack number 2. So what I am gonna need to buy, I think, is another spelling box because I have no idea how I could organize like the spelling box for 2 kids. So if you have any tips on that, please share. Otherwise, I'll just buy her own spelling box. And then for creative writing, we're also using Brave Writer, and we're going to stick with what we used this year, which is partnership writing. And I like the program a lot. I feel like we've done some really fun projects. The kids have really just flipped a switch this year, especially my now 3rd grader. He is writing more, and so I think a lot of it has to do with just this program being fun and not like high pressure. They're not, writing with any rules in mind at all. They are literally just coming up with these fun projects that take anywhere from a day up to, maybe a full month to slowly do them. And the kids are doing more of the handwriting on their own than they were before when we used Jot It Down. We have not gotten through all of the projects. I feel like about half of them we've done, and so we will just continue on with the ones that we want to finish. It looks like this, and there are the first half of it is really just like teaching you how to create like a language lifestyle in your home, also known as the Brave Writer lifestyle, but just things like reading poetry together, maybe memorizing some poetry, how to do oral narrations. And so we don't do that in our writing time too much, but what we do is we take some of those concepts and put them in other areas of our homeschool. So like after I'm done reading history, I will pause between paragraphs or between events and say, hey, can you summarize this for me and retell this to me? So that's practicing oral narration, which is, part of the things that they're teaching you to do at this stage in here. Another goal I have for this coming year with my 3rd and 4th grader is to do a full-on story. I really want them to create a story start to finish with, this happened, then this happened, and this happened, and just, we called it a sloppy copy growing up. So maybe like learn how to write that sloppy copy, just get it down, take it and learn how to edit it and write your final copy. I think that would be a really doable, especially if it's like a page long, you know, doable thing. But we'll probably try that on our own just because I feel like we're ready for it and I'd like them to have some exposure to that. But you won't get that instruction in partnership writing. So if you want something formal and structured, then this is not the program for you. So that we are going to be doing cursive handwriting from Handwriting Without Tears. We use their cursive kickoff, and you can kind of see you're gonna have like copy word, copy the sentence. So with our cursive, we aim to do it maybe like 3 to 4 times a week, and not on days where we do like a lot of copy work or other writing. Do maybe a page at a time, and there's 90 pages in here. So we can kind of spread that out throughout the year. I got a little helper with me. Yeah. Science. I want to go ahead and move on to science. So we are going to be a hodgepodge for science, and I have nature study planned, and we have nature journals that we are going to aim to do like maybe every other week or so. And then the thing that we have tried out this year, which I think I'm just going to keep with for nature study kind of unit topics, are these printouts that I have. They're digital copies I bought from 1,000 Hours Outside, and she just has these unit studies that are like a lot of different topics you can choose from, and I think it's not like a complete study, but it's a great spine. And I'm gonna ask her permission if I can do some flip throughs, but I want to wait and hold off on that until I get permission copyright wise to do that. This page right here has like the different topics that you can buy, and there's also a free nature study kind of unit study that I want to check out by Magic School Bus. So she has done an incredible job of making these like free resources for nature study, and it really follows along with exploring nature with children, which we love and did that for a couple of years. I just kind of wanted to branch out and see what else was out there. But the other science thing that we have that we'll do family style, I got these workbooks. They're like basically read alouds, I think. And I had heard such good things. I was like, I want to try this. I want to start learning about bones of the body and parts of the body. And there are 4. This is the first one. Bones of the hand, arm, and shoulder. Number 2 is bones of the foot, leg, and pelvis. Bones of the rib cage and spine. And then 4th is bones of the head, face, and neck. And just as an example of what the inside kind of looks like, they have like silly stuff in there, and you just read through this. And I am only gonna buy one for 2 kids. Like there's a few pages where there might be an activity that I'd make a copy of, you know, something like that. But you get the idea. So I don't know if they're gonna like this. We'll see how much we make it through. Maybe it'll be 1 book, maybe it'll be all 4. I have no idea. Really low expectations. I just want an introduction into the body, and I got a couple other things to supplement that. I have this really kind of silly thing I got from Rainbow Resources. It's like a felt pad and of a body, and then there's like all of these felt pieces that you can add on there as you learn what they are and what they do and where they go. So the other supplemental things that I kind of got, just as far as, I don't know if you call it science or history or read aloud time, like it's all just like living life together, right? It's all like a homeschool lifestyle, learning to love learning. And so I will just be reading these from the couch. Put them in any box that you want, but this is the story of one of the fathers of medicine and what has influenced our medicine that we have today. This one here is from Masterbooks. It is amazing. I've read part of it myself, but I'm gonna read this actually just cover to back out loud to the kids, because inside you'll see just like the very beginning of medicine, how they figured out like what's what and experimented on stuff that they used to think was fact and now they know is not, and how we got to medicine that we know today. I'm really excited to do this with them, and that will kind of be our science. If there's anything else the kids are interested in, I'm totally game for switching that plan. And then they also like eat up wildcrats. So their fact knowledge is out of this world as far as animals go. Can't recommend that show enough. Like, it's worth its weight in hours in gold. For history, we are going to be switching back to America's Story by Masterbooks. We used America's Story 1, and then we I ended up switching over to Gather Round this year. I just was like, oh, I gotta try this. It looks too perfect. And we did 3 of their 6 units, and it was good at first. We tried doing the whole student book, teacher's guide thing, and then the 2nd, 3rd unit, I scrapped the student books and we just used it as a read aloud. And then I just kind of got overwhelmed by it. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it was a lot of information. It clipped along really fast. There's just so much to read, and I was constantly trying to take stuff out and summarize things and figure out how to make it less wordy and skip the prayer and like this and that. I don't know. There's just a lot of things going on. And so my heart just kind of kept telling me to go back to Masterbooks like I liked it, and I didn't have any issues with it. And so that's what we're doing. I bought book 2 and 3, America's Story 2 and 3, because I think we're going to start somewhere pre-Civil War era in level 2, and then we will make it as far as we get through level 3. I don't think I want to do the last few topics in the 3rd book, just like, you know, recent topics that I'm not necessarily wanting to cover in our history with my young kids yet. But when we finish that, it might take the whole year, and if it doesn't, my plan is to go ahead and take time to do the All Around the World in Picture books by Beautiful Feet Books. It's been on my want to do list forever, and I gotta do it. So, and the very last thing I got just for fun, and it's not here yet so I can't show you, but I'll leave a link to it. I bought an art course from Masterbooks. It's a brand new art course, and I bought the teacher's guide, and I bought 2 of the student workbooks, so my kids 3rd and 4th grade next year will be able to do it together. And I don't know how we'll like it. I know like nothing about art. Don't think I have an artistic bone in my body. So we will be doing this together and learning about things together, and I'm hoping that it'll just be a fun introduction. Eventually I would love for my daughter to get art classes. She's very talented in this area, and so I want to just expose her to more, but this is, I feel like, a reasonable start. And we also have really enjoyed the watercolor course from Nature's Art Club, and I can't recommend them enough. They have some free stuff too if you just want to dabble and see what her style's like. I will leave some links below so you can check that out. If things are not working, I give myself permission to switch course. Also, just remember, it is totally fine in homeschooling to meet your kids right where they're at. So in some subjects they might be ahead, in some subjects they might be behind. It's like, if we are making progress and I haven't squashed their love of learning, then I feel like we're doing pretty good. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like this video if it helped you out. That helps my channel, and subscribe if you'd like to see more of the videos that we put out here.